Happy Valentine's Day! So I drove about 25 minutes to get food from Lucky's favorite place, Ohana Hawaiian Barbecue. And this is going to be our Valentine's Day food. But anyway, when I called to order the food, they told me cash only. Okay, so I got here. I live in Henderson, and this is Las Vegas, and they told me that the business got disrupted yesterday from that storm or typhoon, and everybody had power failure at this plaza. They lost their internet connection, phone connection, credit card charging system. So that's the reason why cash only for today. They still don't have phone lines back on. They had their phone forwarded to a cell phone. That's why I was able to make the order. But they said there's still so many parts of town that don't have power. They do have power now in here at this plaza. However, phones are still down, and they can't accept internet charges yet. I didn't know that short storm disrupted a lot of businesses yesterday. So I'm glad I was safe. Thank you guys for your concern. But I think all of the decisions I made yesterday were towards safety. I didn't even think about it. I just went with instincts, and it's all towards safety. And I was on the rescue boat before the storm hit. I just thought when somebody asked me, were you with Lucky? I thought, thank God I wasn't with Lucky, because if I was, my decisions probably were so much different and I would have panicked. I actually didn't panic. I was really very calm yesterday, and just looking back, all of my decisions were based on instinct, and there were so many things that could have gone wrong, but they all went right. Like last week I went to the lake club, and that's more isolated, so probably I wouldn't have been rescued sooner. But yesterday I decided to go to Reflection Bay. They offered me a paddle board twice, but instead I insisted on a kayak. A kayak is safer than a paddle board with that type of event. And I asked for a life vest. Usually I wouldn't, but I did ask for a life vest yesterday. And then I just remembered they actually didn't force me. The patrol didn't force me to get in the boat. I was actually avoiding them at the beginning because I was on my way back when I saw that the clouds were so dark and the wind started blowing stronger. They asked me if I want to get in the boat, and I looked at the beach, I looked at the clouds. No, I first told them, I think I can make it to the beach. And then I looked up, looked at the clouds, they're so dark. I looked at the beach, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna get in. They actually pulled the kayak while I was in the kayak. I thought I'd get in the boat first and then they'll pull the kayak. So they just pulled me while I was inside the kayak, and I didn't even think twice. Usually, because I'm so stubborn, I would say, I can make it to the beach, because I was headed back. But now I was thinking, while I was paddling on my way back to the beach, it takes me 3 times the effort to paddle because I was against the wave and the winds were so strong. So just instinct, without thinking, I said yes. And when I got to the boat, that's when they said we wouldn't risk it. Okay, so because I was going back to the incidents, And all of the decisions that I made right, or that kind of was a divine intervention, or I was guided towards the right decision. Usually decisions I wouldn't have made if I had time to think, a lot of time to think, because I'd be playing devil's advocate on myself or fighting with myself. But anyway, everybody who emailed me was so scared and thought that I was a daredevil. I'm not a daredevil. I always go for safety first, but certain activities wouldn't stop me, especially if I know that I'm gonna enjoy from it, I'll benefit from it, and that's it. I was just doing sun therapy yesterday, my usual sun therapy, and I thought a change of scenario would be great. Like what I said last week, I was at the lake club. It's so isolated. And then this time I decided to go to Reflection Bay, which has more people, a lot of golfers. And yeah, another thing, the guy who actually took me to my truck, first, his name is Ben. How can I forget? My dad's name and my son's name is Ben. And then second, he asked me if I'm Filipino, and I said yes, and he said yes, but he's half. That's why he's Tisoy. But anyway, he said usually there'll be more boats, more rescuers, and he wasn't supposed to be working that day. So there's just so many things that I think contributed to me being on the safe side, like all the decisions from beginning to end. And yeah, and they said, I was just thinking, they told me that the kayak may not be available, just the paddle boards, because they're trying to replace the kayaks. They got holes, but both the guy from Reflection Bay and I checked it before, there was no hole, or I would have gotten a paddle board. And I was thinking I would have toppled over with a paddle board sooner. And then they were there right before the storm hit. I wasn't with Lucky. I asked for a life vest. Yeah, I'm never scared of the water, because I was thinking this is just a lake, and I've kayaked in open waters, and yeah, went in caves. So yeah, this is more like a reflection of like all the things that happened yesterday, and the instincts. Somebody's guiding me towards safety. And yeah, next Saturday is if the weather's fine, I'd still be doing my sun therapy. Probably in the water, or maybe I'll just run. Who knows? Happy Valentine's, and I hope you guys are having a great day.